For centuries, men and women have stepped away from the table to fast, to pray, to seek something deeper. But what does a 40-day fast look like today? I'm Dr. Sam, King of Fasting, and in this podcast, I invite you to walk with four ordinary people on an extraordinary journey.
All right, day 13. How did people do on day 13? It's always interesting to see how some people have the same interaction on day 13, even though they did it at different times. So Davey's day 13, he's like, it sucked. He was struggling with his water fast and he was fixated on food. He actually had a meeting with me and I told him anything he obsesses over, he's going to want to focus on. So he's obsessing about food. On my day 13, ironically, I ordered food that I was going to have when I broke my fast. I was thinking about the same thing on day 13 as he was. I had already gone through it with Davey, where I realized, anytime I wake up and I'm not hungry, that means I didn't need to eat the day before. And so wasn't hungry when I woke up on day 13, so I didn't need to eat the day before. But I also had originally just set this day of I'm going to do 40 days of fasting. But I decided on this day, I was praying about it, that I was not going to eat until God told me to. So I actually did not put 40 days as my end day unless God said that was my end day. I bought food to celebrate with that was going to get delivered, and I picked like delivery dates on day 37 because I figured I could I could have it. I could defrost and it all arrived at day 37. I just think that's kind of ironic. So throughout my fast, one of those I actually had figured out by math what I thought my end weight was going to be. And I think I figured that out on day 20. And I'll talk about that on day 20, how close I actually got. Brienne, she was craving steak and potatoes that day. And Chelsea was hyper focused on day 13. And she actually had to make sure she scaled herself back so she didn't overdo it, but she was hyper focused. So I want to talk about the research about increased focus or increased cognition during fasting. And the research article is Unravelling the Health Effects of Fasting, a long road from obesity treatment to healthy lifespan increase and improve cognition. It was published in the Annals of Medicine in 2020, and it went through different mechanisms of how fasting is healthy. And one of the things that the biochemical changes of when you switch from glucose energy, called the metabolic switch from glucose energy to ketone energy, fat stored energy in your body, that switch, that rise in ketones is advantageous to the brain and actually improves cognition. And in the original research could be used for things like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. So we shouldn't be surprised when somebody who is fasted for 13 days and is all in ketones has actually hyper focus and improved cognition. And it's backed up by the research and the evidence. So kind of fascinating how we are designed to fast and how our body and brain actually benefit from, ironically, from not eating. You have to get past the hangry stage, though. That usually goes away pretty quick. You're not usually hangry, but it's also interesting how we started to think about food. It's easy for that obsession to come in. Even though we weren't hungry, we started to think about, okay, when I break my fast, I want to break it with this. Or Davey had a terrible day because he was obsessing about food. Whatever you focus on or obsess upon, you're going to dwell on. And when you're on day 13, you're like, oh my gosh, I got this many more days to do. How am I going to do another, 27 days? You get past it. Some days are better than others. And so what I want to talk about, the verse that came to mind for this, verse that came to mind for day 13 is 2 Corinthians 4:16 through 17. So here we are. Some people are obsessing. Some people are hyper-focused. And so I thought this was actually kind of appropriate given the fact that now you're 13 days in and you've clearly lost some weight. And some people are struggling with that. 27 days left. Therefore, do not lose heart. Although outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So outwardly, people are seeing you're losing weight, you're wasting away, you're losing fat. Inwardly, we're being renewed day by day. We're getting hyper focused. We're actually getting better and healthier. And the momentary troubles of not being able to eat the food far outweighs the health benefits that you're currently achieving. So I thought that was very appropriate for day 13. Brienne's fasting fuel that she had that day was some tea, iced tea that actually gave her heartburn, so she stopped drinking it. And one of my interesting fasting fuels I had on that day to get me over any hunger feelings was I had 15 calories of artichokes. So there you go. Some interesting fasting fuels for that day. I'll see you tomorrow on day 14.